Shalom. Welcome to Challenging Torah. It has been a challenging week. Last Friday, Paris blew up. Basically, we've all been in a state of panic. Our children have nightmares, too much news. And David Brooks, columnist in the New York Times, wrote an article that said, "Finding peace within the holy texts." Made me think about this challenging Torah and the fact that we can find hope and guidance for a balance in this very unbalanced world as we look at our Torah portion this week. And Jacob went out from Beersheba, it begins, and went towards Haran. And he lighted upon a certain place, Bamakom. And he remained there all night, because the sun had set. And he took of the stones of that place and put them as his pillows and lay down in the place to sleep. Makom, place. It's many things. When someone dies, we say, Hamakom yenachem etchem, b'toch havlei Tzion v'Yerushalayim. May the Holy One, the space of God, bring you comfort among all of those who mourn. It's hard, however, to make that connection from a place of physical space that seems so threatened. And so there's a physical place that is horizontal and a physical place that is vertical. A place that we can see and a place that's located in its own history to begin with, a place in time. Our father Joseph put his head down on a pillow that is the place we call the axis mundi, those crossroads of the world, where vertical space, heaven and earth above and below, match and coordinate with horizontal space. This will be yours as far as the eye can see. The place turns out to be the place where the Akedah, the binding of his father Isaac, had happened but one generation before. It is the place where God first spoke to Abraham according to tradition. It becomes the place where the Holy Temple, because of this already, will be built. It becomes the place of our destruction. It becomes the place in a different narrative. Ishmael, not Isaac, was put on the altar, and the place where Muhammad is said to ascend to heaven. It is the Holy Mount. And, news headlines flip so quickly, but a month ago we were very, very concerned with what is still a great concern, violence on the Holy Mount as the axis point of all of our world, Christianity, Jewish, and Muslim faiths. He puts his head down right on that place. And in that makom, he says, and he dreamed, and behold, a ladder was set up towards the earth and towards the heaven. And the top of it reached to the heavens, and behold, the angels of God were ascending and descending upon it. The ladder doesn't touch the earth, and it doesn't touch heaven. Much like that fabulous George O'Keeffe painting, it hangs in the sky. And we realize that our entry to vertical space, to the worlds beyond the world that we exist in, is provided perhaps only in our visions and our dreams, but is real. And we're given the vision of a ladder. That ladder that we can affix ourselves to and allow the angels to help us come back and forth as we loop through the energy of all the worlds. And at the same time, God says, "Behold, I'm with you, and I will keep you in all places that you go and bring you back to this land. But first, there will be your seed as the dust of the earth, and it will spread to the west, the east, the north, the south. To you and your seed shall inherit and all the families of the earth will be blessed by you. This is horizontal space in his dream. And then he wakes from his dream and he says, God was in this place and I did not know. How easy it is to ignore God's presence on a vertical or horizontal plane when we are so caught up in our own fears and emotions and ideas. Jacob finds it through dreams and through sleep. And this is a week that we look at the fact that Jacob institutes the Mariv prayer, the prayer at the end of the day, the prayer before sleep. Few of us are willing to actually go to a synagogue and pray 3 times a day, much less Mariv at the end of the day, usually reading dinner. But before we go to bed, we are able to take all that tension and just focus. Admit, God is in this place. How do I access this? How do I access peace and calm? The classic Shema al Hamitah, the Shema before you go to bed. You ask for forgiveness for anyone you may have harmed, and forgive anyone who has harmed you, so that you're not taking this loop into your sleep. That last image should not be the image you saw of a building blowing up in Paris. And then you declare the Shema. And I think about my friend Rabbi Cheryl Lewert, who taught me a meditation that I would like to pass to you, which comes out of Psalm 46. And the meditation goes, be still and know that I am God. Breathe, and then we're going to repeat 5 times. Be still and know that I am. Be still and know that I. Be still. Be. If we can be and breathe and access the ladder in our dreams, we have some hope. Jacob didn't lead an easy life. He goes off on his journey, falls in love, doesn't get to marry his beloved first because he's a deceiver and he's deceived. Ends up with, imagine, 13 kids, only 1 girl, 13 kids, 4 wives, and an angry brother back home, and his own internal demons. He lives in a fractured world. But through his dreams, and his prayer, and his wrestling, he's able to be. May we be in a state of peace, despite the world around us. Shabbat Shalom.